It is no secret that Penn State's lineup and getting into that starting lineup is a really tough thing to do. There's much made of the depth of the room at Penn State and the amount of talent that is not only starting, but contending for those starting spots. And if you look at Penn State's schedule and this Sunday, I think we're going to see a huge step in that process in determining who the starters are. So I'm going to kind of go weight by weight, what's happening with Penn State, where they're going to be wrestling, etc., and give you the down low on some of those most intense roster battles. Now, this will be going down Sunday at the Black Knight Invitational at Army West Point. Great tournament, and it's Penn State right now, as far as registration is concerned, they're sending the cavalry. It looks like every starter plus a bunch of their red shirts and guys that are vying for those starting spots. So starting at 125, Penn State is sending both Luke Lillidahl and Kurt McHenry. McHenry's been at the University of Michigan previously, now transferred to Penn State. He's vying to get into that starting lineup. He's a tough matchup for Luke, but you certainly would think Luke has the upper hand. Luke's red shirt is still preserved, so he can wrestle in this tournament and wrestle in some other duels, and he still maintains that red shirt status. But the anticipation is that Luke will beat Kurt McHenry, although it sounds like they had some ranking matches previously and they were pretty close. But obviously Penn State's going to value, just like every other team, we're going to value that competition, how they do, not just against teammates, but against a field in a tournament setting. So we'll see how it goes at 125. I think Luke's the favorite. And 133, a question here because Braden Davis wrestled, which means he's wrestling this year. He is vying for that 133 starting spot. He has no opportunity to redshirt at this point, barring, a season-ending injury where he had to take a medical, which would be unfortunate. Now, who stands in his way? Well, we think Aaron Nagel, but we haven't seen Aaron yet this year. Coach Sanderson was pretty candid that Aaron had been dealing with injuries, at least previously, and how healthy is he right now is unclear. And as of right now, he's not registered to wrestle the Black Knights, so we don't know. And if we don't see Aaron here, I expect Braden to be the starter for the time being moving forward at 33. 41, not much to discuss. Bo Bartlett's wrestling, and he's going to be the starter for Penn State at 41. Similar 49, Shane Van Ness. He's the man to beat. He showed that at the All-Star Classic. No doubt about it. But 57 is where it gets particularly interesting. Tyler Kasak was third last year at 149 as a true freshman. Really, he started the year at 141, then he bumped up to 149 when Van Ness went out for the year with injury, and then had an incredible NCAAs after dropping match one, wrestled all the way back for third place against a really tough field, including being the one seed among other All-Americans in order to place. But now he's up at 157, and standing in his way is Alex Facundo. Now, Alex had been a previous starter at 165. That's right now Mitchell Messenbrink's weight. So Facundo making the sacrifice down to find his way into the starting lineup at Penn State. And, it's all rumors, but it seems like Facundo maybe had the upper hand, at least coming into this tournament. But you have to assume that for Tyler Kasak, his biggest opportunity to get that starting spot will be here and how he competes moving forward, not just what happened in a potential wrestle-off. So Kasak, Facundo, really intense. There's some other tough guys in the field, but they look like the cream of the crop at 157. I'm excited to see Facundo, how he can hold up down at 157. It's a known weight cut for him. How is he going to be able to compete throughout a tournament? And similarly, Tyler Kasak, someone who not cutting a lot of weight. How is he sized for 157 pounds, a new weight class for him? A lot we'll find out on Sunday. At 165, Mitchell Messenbrink, he's the man. He'll be wrestling. A couple other ranked guys at this field that you'll get to see Mitchell potentially wrestle, although he's going to be a huge favorite. 74, Levi Haynes is there. He's going to be wrestling, big favorite. 84, Carter Starachi making the walk. He talked about, hey, I want to be out there. I want to be competing. He's going to be their starter at 184, no doubt about it. And then 197, this is probably the second most interesting roster battle for Penn State, where you've got Josh Barr, huge recruit, but maybe a little undersized. He did his redshirt at 184. Now he's at 197, and standing in his way, a seasoned vet, Lucas Cochran. Cochran's been waiting for his opportunity to be the guy for Penn State, and his persistence and patience may be paying off because he could be in the driver's seat to be the starter at 197 for Penn State. But Josh Barr's pedigree, it's well known. So we're going to see those two, as well as Connor Mirasola wrestling at 197 with a host of other wrestlers. And then at heavyweight, we'll see Greg Herfleet, of course, And we'll see the other Mirasola, Cole, wrestling up at heavyweight. So our first look at how Cole is up at heavyweight. It's a great tournament overall. Army does a great job. Some tough other teams are going to be in attendance. You're going to see Army, of course. You'll see Rutgers, among other teams. So really excited for this tournament. But the biggest storyline here is how these wrestle-offs go. Who are going to be the starters moving forward. And while nothing's set in stone and so much is yet to happen, it's still November and we got to get all the way to March. This would appear to kind of set the stage, set the tone for who the starter is going to be for Penn State moving forward. And obviously Penn State's the #1 ranked team. They're the team most people expect to win NCAA. So who wrestles and who the stars is super, super important. So let me know who you think is going to be the starters for Penn State at the end of the year. I want to hear from you.